Part 6. So we're going to climb up, walk along this little chain thing here. We're going to be playing Sun Song. A little kind of relative secret to get some money. Play the Sun Song, turn it to night, and walk across this thing. Should be 3 of these. A nice quick 60, and then just drop right in. It'll be nighttime, but it's alright. We're going to open up the Temple of Time and put our stones in there. And I just alerted that dog. So he's going to follow me to the Temple of Time. Through this backside of the castle town. Right in here. So I'm going to go up in this. And we're going to play Song of Time. A lot of things just lighten up. Boom. That's what we're looking for. So the Master Sword, like in Link to the Past, sitting in a pedestal. The light-wielding, darkness-vanquishing sword, which is why it's so popular. And we's gonna just come in and take it. Because that's what we do, just take shit. As he thought, like he knew. This kid with a little bitch sword, just gonna be wielding the key to get in. He didn't know shit. So the Temple of Light, we don't play. We're already going to get the medallion we need for it. But it's strange. I get a little bit confused in this one on where the Temple of Light and Temple of Time, because it says Temple of Light's in with the Sacred Realm. But I thought we just grabbing the sword took us to the Sacred Realm. So, confusing a little bit. This is you now. As an adult. So if you didn't catch that, I was too young when I opened the door. Apparently I'm just too damn good to get all the stuff to open the door, but not good enough to wield the Master Sword. So it locked me in there, locked my spirit in the temple until I was old enough, I guess, which is kind of weird too. But as I was locked in there, Ganon came in after me, Ganondorf, and took the Triforce. And it's now 7 years in the future, and all of Hyrule's all kinds of fucked up. So I gotta go around and do that, exactly. Find the other sages and save Hyrule. That's pretty much the mission of this whole game. So now it's kicking me back out into the temple. But now I'm older and ready to go. And then this guy comes out of nowhere. Playing weird ass music. We're gonna see him a couple more times. This is Sheik of the Sheikas. Not very clever name, but he's gonna come around and strangely teach us music and help us out getting into the temples in which I need to awaken the sages. First temple is going to be the Forest Temple, but we're not going to go into that until probably part 8. I got a lot of shit I gotta do. Just like Impa. This guy's telling me to go to fucking Kakariko. Everything's all about Kakariko. So apparently, as an adult, I can't use stick. I can't use boomerang. I can't even use magic beans. Doesn't sound like a very good adult skill, you think? Would be something you'd be able to do. Use a fucking stick. The market's overrun by redeads. Inside that room full of pots is now a room where you can catch big Poes and sell them to a person in there. And that's how you get the 4th jar, technically. Is, there's 10? I think there's 10 big Poes. And you got to capture them all, put them in jars, sell them to another Poe. I think there's a Poe in there, some weird creature in there that buys them. And, I think it gives you like 50 rupees per Poe, which is cool. And once you get all 10, it gives you the last jar. But again, I don't really need it. But first, we're going to go grab Epona. You can beat this entire game without Epona, but she does help. This is Ingo. I didn't show him as a kid, but he was working in the stables as kind of like obviously they're some sort of like butler slash stable cleaner. So you pay 10 Let's go ride a horse. You get 1 minute. Epona's here 7 years later. But she runs away from you. So we're going to call her. Just like this. Did you check out that other video on YouTube with Gandalf? It's pretty great. So Epona comes to you. And you can ride around. She's a little bit hard to handle. Thought I'd get rupees for that. Maybe not. You're gonna take her over here. Talk to this guy. Say you're done. I don't know if there's a better way to do this. But now you pay to ride again. And you do the exact same fucking thing. Because apparently Epona's not smart enough to remember you from 15 seconds ago. So play the song and get Epona back. This time, when you talk to him, he should say he wants to race you. 50 rupees. Just race around this paddock. You want to stay, obviously, on the inside. If you can get around like that, that's even more perfect. But right about here, he goes wide. And what you want to do is when he goes wide, speed up and cut in front of him around that one bend. And then you should be able to hold the lead. Carrots regenerate every couple seconds. And all you do is that. I'll drink D6 if I fail this. Which has been known to happen because I gotta race him one more time. So he wants to go again. This time I get to keep the horse if I win. Just like that. And just keep the lead and kind of keep stuck in his way. That way he can't get around you. And you're good to go. So now he gets all pissed. So I can have the horse, but now I'm stuck. If you want to, you can jump over that fence. Or you can come jump over one of these back ones. You just gotta be going at a good amount of speed. If not, he'll stop, and then you just back up and try it again from a distance. You gotta get a little distance speed. I still gotta go around to Kakariko anyway, so wherever I popped off at, I don't know where I popped off. Apparently over here. So Sheik said I couldn't even get into the Forest Temple yet because I'm not equipped, which means there's a weapon that allows me to get into the temple. Turn Epona around because sometimes you leave at a hurry. I don't think it's going to be now, but you will. But what he means by not equipped is I need my hook shot. So we're going to go grab the hook shot and then we're going to start a very long quest for the Biggoron sword. Go back to the ever popular graveyard. some pose floating around. This is what the plants look like that you planted in the ground. But for this one, all you do is roll over to grab this. Easy and peasy. And you want to grab the second headstone? Or is it the first one? It is the first one. I guess the one with flowers, right? Drop in. You're going to come into some weird crypt where Dompy is here because he has unfortunately passed away. And what he's going to do is challenge me to keep up with him. And I will drink for every fire I run into because you chase him, but he drops fire like an a-hole. And you got to do this twice as well. But I'll drink for every fire I run into both times. He does the same pattern every time. If you happen to have memorized it. Ah, that's one. So you race him up here, and you talk to him. 1 minute even, which is what we're going to need to do the second time. I'll add a drink. But this time, I don't think it really matters. I think there's after a certain amount of time, you get locked in the room, so you got to actually be there. But probably not much more than 1 minute, maybe a minute 10, if that. So a minute is about average. But now he's going to give you one of the more famous weapons in all of Zelda. And one of the most badass. And that would be El Hookshot-O. Twilight Princess. The hookshot's pretty badass. It's actually called the claw shot, I think. Which supposedly is different. So, in the Zelda timeline, which is where shit goes south, is this game is what makes it go south. And how that works is, in the timeline of Master Sword being created and then all the links through all the generations, this game creates a fork in the timeline. And that obviously creates a lot more convoluted stories, Link stories. This is the Song of Storms. Helps you get a couple heart pieces too. But, so up to this point, you've just been Link and his Master Sword and doing stuff. But because of this, where the split happens, is now there's kind of a, I guess you'd say a multiverse, since everyone's using that term these days, of young Link and this adult Link, who go off in their own ways, as well as the concept of either Link is successful in beating Ganon in this, or is not successful, which is strange because I feel like you could do that with any of the games. Come up here and talk to this guy and get a heart piece. I feel like with any of the Link games, it could just be every one of them can fork into a you win or you don't win thing. But this one it does for some reason. And in the timeline of Link not winning, Ganon takes over. Then he eventually gets stuck in the Dark World, which is where Link to the Past comes in. And then Link being successful and still being an adult leads into Twilight Princess pretty much. And the fact that he continues his sword training, dies, becomes kind of like a spiritual Stalfos, and then teaches the Link in Twilight Princess how to use more sword skills, which are pretty badass, and he looks pretty badass. He's a cool, like, skeleton-looking warrior guy. And then, spoilers for this game, at the end of this game, you return the ocarina, and you return the sword back, and you become a kid again, and then you pretty much go back to the forest. And I almost hit that one. And that leads directly into Majora's Mask, which is why it's a sequel, because you're in the forest when Skull Kid attacks you and steals Epona. The only good thing is, if he's so far ahead, you're not quite sure where the fire is, and then you don't get hit by it. Boom. It's probably one of the best I've done. You gotta get under a minute. And then you get a heart piece. I think a minute exact or less, and I think you're good. But anyway, goes into Majora's Mask, where you follow Skull Kid into another kind of town, city called Termina, where it all takes place. But because of this game, it is all possible, which I think is part of why it was very popular in general. And of course, being the first 3D game makes it pretty popular. A lot of games for the 64 were dumb as shit, but just because they were 3D, a lot of people were into them just because it made them look so much cooler. Very similar to the Wii. Had a new way of playing, so they made some random games, and they made some games that are pretty stupid as shit. But they're fun, and it has the Wii mechanics in it, so everyone was all into it. So you talk to this chick again, her and her cuckoos. She gives you this egg, because she believes you are a good cuckoo handler. I don't know if she recognizes you from a kid, but anyway, she gives you one. The building next to me on my left is now a archery range, so when you get the bow, you can get a bigger quiver by playing that. There's also another way to get a quiver, which I probably won't get that one either. I don't need that many, but two different ways to get a bigger quiver. I think you could probably hold, I think you hold 30 normally, so you can hold 40, 50, I think is what it does. So you hatch the chicken like you did when you were a kid. You're going to go into this building. Here's Talon again. Sleeping in Kakariko, I guess. I don't think you need to talk to him. You just wake him up. Because what you're trying to do is make this cuckoo very happy. And apparently they're very happy when they wake up. Really lazy, sleepy people. Show it back to her. So she gives me Kojiro. And I gotta basically give it to her brother, who I know where he's at, so we're gonna go find him. Give it to him. The Skulltula house is still there, so even as an adult, once I hit 50, I can go in and grab my heart piece. Which, I should hit 50 before I go into the Forest Temple. You'll see. At least I'll try. So the brother is currently in the forest, so we're going to go see him. A Poe might pop out here in the wild. This is where the big white Poes, the ones you have to shoot and put in bottles. You just ride around. They're all in Hyrule. Just ride around in this open area, and eventually one will pop out. And once you get the bow, you can actually shoot from Epona. So you just shoot, kill one. I think you have to hit it probably 2 or 3 times, and then jump off, and you have a certain amount of time to go scoop them in a bottle. We're going to turn it to nighttime real quick. Grab a couple Skulltulas here, I think. Ow. Should be one up here. Jesus. Hard to get to when you don't have all the items to just easily get there. Hookshot kills him in 1 hit. A lot better than Boomerang and the damn Slingshot. But where we need to go is into the Lost Woods again. The Forest Temple was where I learned how Sario's song. I think I pointed it out when I was there anyway. But that's where the Forest Temple entrance is. We're going to go back there as well. But we're not going to do it yet. Since it's... Although, I just heard a rooster crow, so maybe it is daytime, but I feel like that's weird. So we're gonna go... Fucking Milo. So Milo's in the way. You want to play Saria's song, and he'll be like, wait, that's Saria's song, she only gave it to her friends. But he doesn't recognize you, because Kokiri never grow old, but I'm not Kokirian. So he says, whatever. But you want to come in here, go to the other spot that I planted. I normally don't get this one just now anyway, but if I can hit 50 before the Forest Temple, that'd be cool. But where you want to go is where you played Saria's song for Skull Kid, who was dancing on that log. Which, right when you come in, you take a left, and you're right here. This is the brother. Apparently related to that normal-looking girl, but he's all frail and creepy-looking. A weird vampire. So he has something I need to give to an old hag in Kakariko. Basically getting the Biggoron sword is just kind of like exactly like this. You get an item to get an item to give an item to keep going around until finally you get the item you need, which is the Biggoron sword. You actually get a broken one, and then you gotta give it to Biggoron to fix. Again, you can roll, you can make it without Epona. And there are times where I gotta race all the way to Lake Hylia from here. And I think the last part is go to Lake Hylia and race all the way up Death Mountain. Oh, I think it just turned. Oh no, it's supposed to be daytime. I don't know if I can get in there during daytime. I think I fucked up. It might still be night. There's no music playing. It's like barely dawn. So you want to come in here. This is the easiest way I know how to do it. Come in here. This is open at night as well. but I think hers is only open at night. You're back here where the Coco was, where you had to get across the little fence. Good. And in this door is the woman you need to talk to. It'll say no effect. It always does. I don't know why. Just the first time you show it. Give it to her. She's going to make a potion of medicine. Oh, I will not be seeing that fool again. Well, I might, but I don't know if it's him or not, but I definitely kill him. So you can go back to the same spot in the forest. You can just jump off this way. Go to the same spot in the forest to give him his medicine. Let's ride. Oh, little bump in the ground. So in this, Epona doesn't really like jump off little cliffs and stuff. In Twilight, Epona does a little bit better with jumping off little ledges and stuff. But in this one, if you go to anything that is not flat ground or supposed to be jumped over, Epona will freeze, stop, and back up like she just did, which is not cool. Go to the same spot that we were just at. He has not moved, obviously, because his frail-ass body. He wasn't going anywhere. Still plays Kokiri music. 7 years later. But now it's this Kokiri girl. He's gone. Jesus, anyone who comes in here will be lost, and they'll become a Stalfos, which is kind of creepy. But the Forest Temple has some Stalfos in it, so I would assume he became a Stalfos, went to the temple, and I will definitely kill him. So he's probably one of the Stalfos I kill there. There's also Stalfos in a few other areas, so I assume he could be any of them. The Stalfos in here look pretty cool. The warrior skeletons. In Link to the Past, they're the ones that I hit and then dropped a bomb and they exploded, and they usually give me more bombs. They were definitely in the ice level. Temple 5 of Link to the Past. So now I have this broken saw, and we're going to go give it to someone. And then we're going to go attempt to fish again. And we'll probably leave it there, because if I don't get it in time, then I'll just cut this off part 6 then, and just finish it on my own time. And accept the drinks that will probably happen. Oh, that was the sound of a big Poe. I think there's one that's up here too. So we're going to come up here first into the Gerudo area. So the bridge has been broken. But if you have Epona, you can fucking Lone Ranger that shit. Stop. This is the carpenter that was in Kakariko. He was in front of the tree, but I never talked to him because, you know, why would I? So I give him the saw, he gives you this. It's a broken Goron's sword. And we're going to go get it mended by Biggoron. and it'll be an unbreakable, badass sword that is stronger than the Master Sword, which one of the things Ocarina of Time kind of fucked up, but that's okay. But since we're on this side of Hyrule's field, let's go fish. Fishing, this time, the prize will be another scale that allows me to go 3 more meters or whatever, distance units deeper. So now instead of just going down 6, I can go down 9, which is pretty helpful when it comes to the water temple. Jump over the fences, which are still there, because Ganon just doesn't really give a shit about this area, except for the fact that he drained out Lake Hylia. Or an evil creature drained Lake Hylia. Because now it's just a little tiny pond over by that tree out there in the distance. So first off, you're going to jump onto here. There's this thing called a Gwei. He's going to hit me. There he is. And he's pretty damn Gwei, because he hits you off of this ladder. And you want to climb up this ladder. He will knock you off, so kill him first. Because if you get knocked off about this high, you fall all the way off the roof onto the ground again. And that's not cool. Heart piece. Now you're going to get on this for reals. Once you beat the water temple, the water will rise again, and you can just swim over here, or you can use this now to jump up here, get up to this fishing hole again, talk to this guy again. Of course you remember me, I'm the only other fucking customer that's been here. By other, I mean I'm the only customer who's been here. Maybe as an adult, maybe that's what you do, is you can throw it, because he's crying about his hair now. I think that's when you throw it, and if you catch it, give it back to him, he'll give you a lure. But I don't need it. What I do need is about a 15-pound fish. I think 13 works. I want to say a 13-pound works. Get off him. Anyway, these fish have gotten bigger in the 7 years. But the one I need should still be in the same relative area. So we're going to slowly come up to this thing again. This fucker. This mamma jamma right in front of me. Hopefully we can do the same exact thing. Just jumps up and grabs it. Would be cool. D6 for if it grabs on, and then let's go before I can catch it. Oh. I have a feeling we're probably just going to leave it here, and I'm going to do this. Sometimes it takes, like the first one, did it in, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and sometimes it takes half an hour. Depends on how cooperative these fish want to be. Don't do that. Come on. Nope. I'm getting nowhere. Come on, you little bastard. There you go. Keep jumping out. There you go. I have a feeling I know how this is going to end. Oh, I thought he was going to let go. I was really waiting for it. 19 pounds. Holy shit. Yeah, I'll keep it. Damn. I'm assuming I've caught that before, but I think you only need 15 pounds. Boom. Golden scale. Alright, that's it. See ya. Never see you again. Alright, since I got that pretty quick, we're going to do one more thing, and it's not hang off the edge and climb back up on it. Tektites. Bastards. Blue ones now. Water ones, I guess you'd say. I don't know if the red and blue really make a difference, but... what are we going to do? And that is come in here. This guy, this scientist, in his laboratory. So now that we got the 9 scale, we're just gonna swim all the way down. You should hear that ding. That secret is found, successful door opening sound. You come talk to this guy. And you get a heart piece, just for apparently touching the bottom of the building. So now we have this broken sword. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop it here, and we will start it back up. I'll get us to Kakariko. We'll start it up, climbing up Death Mountain, and going to see Biggoron in part 7.